Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross from PTCGRadio, and I'm back. This time, I am playing with a Kyurem-centred deck. Now, I have got an eye post rotation here, so I'm not playing stuff like Enhanced Hammer, for instance. I'm just playing a very straightforward Kyurem deck. The entire point is I'm playing the Plasma Kyurem, Keldeo, because if you use Kyurem's big attack, you can't attack with it the following turn. So Keldeo allows you to rush in, retreat, and cycle those attacks with Kyurem, and Deoxys. And you'll see as a Trapinch coming up from my opponent, which means he's going to be playing that Flygon Dusknoir deck, which has been seeing a little bit of play recently. But he doesn't seem to be drawing too much of anything, and that's alright for me. I've got my Floatstone, I've got my couple of Deoxys, and I'm going to be able to Ultra Ball to get my first Kyurem out. I don't really want to be getting rid of 2 Plasma Energy so early in the game, but unfortunately these are the things that we sometimes have to do, so there's nothing we can do about it. We might as well just carry on and stop complaining. I'm going to play me Hypnotoxic Laser there, just to do a bit of extra damage, and I'm going to Juniper, hoping to hit a Verbank City Gym. I don't, but that's not a particularly bad hand. I've got my Water Energy, I've got my Muscle Band, and I've got a supporter for next turn, so I'll take that all day long. Now, you'll notice a Feebas and Milotic in my hand there. Milotic's got an ability which allows you to kill the Milotic, giving your opponent a prize card, and attach 3 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your to one of your non-EX Pokemon. This one being Kyurem. The reason is I'm not playing Thundurus or anything here, so I want a way to try and get a Kyurem rolling late game. Now, my opponent does hit the rare candy into the Flygon, but little else. The reason I didn't play the Feebas there was if I play the Feebas and my opponent ends me, that Sand Slammer will kill the Feebas at the end of my opponent's next turn. That Feebas will die very, very quickly, and it's not a risk I was willing to take. But I do get the Water Energy here, and I get the Colress Machine, so on turn 2 of the game, I'm using Kyurem's Blizzard Burn for 120, and I've got the Muscle Band, and I've got the 2 Deoxys there, which puts it up to 160, bearing in mind, of course, he's got the Hard Charm there, so that is going to get rid of 20 of that damage. But that's still more than enough to get the KO. And, of course, I've got the damage from the Hypnotoxic Laser, which is starting to add up there as well. So it was a very quick game, so we are going to roll with a second one here, and see if this deck can remain consistent, can remain working as it has done in the past. And you've pretty much seen everything there is to the deck, with the exception of Life Dew. I am playing a Life Dew in this deck because if I'm killing the Milotic, the Life Dew allows me to kill the Milotic and use its ability without actually giving up a prize. Life Dew is a slightly dodgy card because if I play it down as a Pokemon tool and my opponent plays a startling Megaphone, then that's going to effectively invalidate my Ace spec, and I can only play one of them. But if I put it on the Milotic, I can then use the ability, and Life Dew will definitely get used. So I'm going second again. Now, as it happens, I've actually played 6 games with this deck now, and I've gone second every time. But as kind of a apology from the Pokemon God Arceus, I'm against a Charizard deck here. He's weak to water, he's an EX, and Kyurem does a lot of damage to water-weak EXs. Now, there is the possibility here he's playing a Pyroar deck, and if he is, that could be dodgy, because I'm not really playing a counter. Now, to be fair, Milotic will, for free energy, one-hit KO a Pyroar, but I'd have to manually attach 3 times to a Milotic, or kill one Milotic in order to get another Milotic going, which is a lot of effort. He has, however, mentioned a Keldeo, so there is a possibility here I can just kill other stuff instead. Although with an eye to rotation, I'm not playing Lysandra, etc. I want to just be smashing with Kyurem. So I get the heads on laser, and I can use that Ultra Ball that I got from the end to get myself a Kyurem. The problem is that I'm going to have to do some annoying discards. Now, the Skylar's okay to discard. I'm not attacking this turn, I don't have the right card, so I can just Tropical Beach up to 7. But I need the Colress Machine and the Water to get 2 energy on that Kyurem this turn, and I want the Muscle Band to do extra damage, and I can't really get rid of my Ace spec for an Ultra Ball. Now, as it happens, I'm playing free Muscle Band, and with Deoxys and Laser, I might not need that Muscle Band so much. I'm playing 3 of them, so I choose to get rid of that one. Now, you'll see there, he actually hits the tails there, but he's got the Keldeo, so as long as he hits a float stone, there's literally no downside for him for that flip. But I do hit the Keldeo float stone myself, so that's looking alright. I can get something going. Now, I have got the Colress there as my only supporter, and it's not doing too much yet. And then my opponent plays a Protect Cube, which means he's going to Mega EX into Charizard Mega EX. And I'm going to check the weakness on that one, but I believe, yes, it is weak to water, which doesn't worry me. It can do 300 damage, which means it's going to win the game very quickly, and that Protect Cube takes away the self damage and basically gives no downside to doing 300 damage, but of course, he's weak to water. So here, I've got another awkward discard with the Ultra Ball. Do I want to get rid of my remaining 2 Colress machines, meaning I'm not going to be able to use them for the rest of the game? Do I want to get rid of the water energy that I really need in order to be able to Blizzard Burn with that Kyurem? Or do I want to be getting rid of the Life Dew, which I specifically didn't get rid of the previous turn? I am going to get rid of the water energy in the end, because my basic thinking is here, I'm playing a bunch of water energy, and I might end up using that Milotic late game. I mean, I didn't in the last game, but you never know, I could end up using it. So I'll get another Kyurem there, and the whole point here is that I can then Colress Machine, so it was worth getting rid of the water energy, because I've still got that attachment, and now I can Colress for 4 and hope to hit that water energy. And I actually hit 2 of them, along with a Feebas and a Deoxys, and I'll put down the Feebas because it doesn't look like my opponent's deck is going to be hitting the bench. So I can now rush in, and then retreat, and annoyingly I would be able to get the KO on that Keldeo if I had a Muscle Band. But I don't. But it's not really the end of the world. Oh, sorry, Muscle Band Laser. It's not really the end of the world, because I'm leaving him with 30 HP left, and Kyurem's attack does 30 damage to the bench, so it's really not a big deal here. Now, I could play down that Verbank City Gym, but I'm actually really struggling for stuff, so I'd rather keep that Tropical Beach out there, so I can use it in later turns. And I can then rush in and retreat the Keldeo, because the downside of Blizzard Burn is that you can't attack the following turn. That's fine for Kyurem. I can also switch my Kyurems, so now I've actually got the 2 energy one getting the KO. I've got the 3 energy one ready to do 140 damage, and he's weak to water. So my opponent concedes, and it looks like Kyurem's quite good. Can he keep going if my opponent gets a better start, is the big question. Hopefully we'll answer that in the near future. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll be back soon.